Basically in Blender 2.9, principled BDSF shader and principled volume shaders, they are basically two of the strongest shaders currently about. It may not always be what you're after, but 80 to 90% of the cases it'll get the job done. So let's plug the volume output to the material volume input. Let's see, is anything happening in the volume section at all? Probably not, because the density of the volume is 1, which is completely dense, just like me. Hey! Self-deprecating humor is the best. Let's decrease the density parameter over there, and now we start seeing some magic happen already. So as you can see, you can now see the light cones actually appearing in the scene. And that's because currently there is a volume or fog through which the light actually travels. And that's about it. So apparently at 0.24 the volume gets so dense that you can't really see a thing. And past 0.1 it's already so light that it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's try sky texture real quick. Initiator doesn't work. Post and Wilkie is okay, but it can't simulate night times. Prethum can simulate night times, but it's a little bit too stark. There we go. So yeah, something like that. And that's the sort of thing that I'm going to be doing with the finalized city thing. That's awesome. Yeah, like I'm honestly hoping that it will be. Because with the actual city block scene, it's not going to be dark. It's not going to be like 100% dark or anything. Instead, I was thinking of going full, like, you know, all in with that sort of brownish smog goop. So as you can see, there's like there's in fact 2 layers of fog going on. There is this thinner, like light gray smog, and then there is this a bit thicker reddish fog, which has a little bit more it has a little bit more detail. So it basically has a noise, it's basically modulating its density from a noise channel, and that way it achieves strokes of clouds, you know, just like thin layers of clouds or smoke just going very fast across the terrain. That is going to be the thing. So let's actually, because what I think I want to put this robot, I want this to just hulk. I just want it to hulk somewhere in the background. Okay, now what I'll do, I will actually add a new collection. And I will call this collection Robot 001. Now I take all the bits and pieces of this one robot. And I add its collection Robot 001. It didn't add all of them. Are they all under there now? No? Ugh. No! I wanted to... Now, of course, naturally, one of them is going to be this humongous broadcasting tower right here. And it just keeps getting better and better. Now I just align the... Oh, well, I try and align. Let's hide that one. Align the hologram. Let's actually slap in the... I need the safe areas, camera, no, viewport display, password 2 on, opacity full. So now I see only what the camera sees, and that's great. And then I want the composition guides, and from there I want the thirds. I really want the broadcast tower itself to show up, but I don't want it to be too far. I wonder if that's cool. I mean, it looks cool. I probably actually need to lift this camera a little bit higher up, because these buildings, they're not like high definition buildings or anything, so basically they don't look great if you perceive them like, you know, up close like that. Like, you know, this is most likely the bare minimum. So now we want to bring in our little robot, which is over there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and copy it. I want to copy it. Thank you. Now I take everything in the collection and just move them over. Let's place them somewhere decent. Now with this robot, I'm not going to actually need the animation. I'm just going to go to the pose mode and I'm going to remove all of the animations. Then I'm going to reset all transformers and everything, because this one is going to have its own personal animations later on down the line. Okay, maybe I want this a little bit closer. No? Something like maybe like that. I don't know. And then I go to pose mode. And I tilt the head a little bit downwards. Now what I can do is for example, tilt that one just a little bit. Yes. And then I'm going to once again duplicate this. Stepping on the buildings. Yep, it is. And like, you know, it steps on the buildings, and partially it is designed to step on the buildings because, you know, it's one of those bots that sort of comes in downtown and it levels you and everything you love and everything you own. It's basically like I stomp on all the things you love. That's how it works. That is literally how this works. Disregard humanity. Precisely. You are at the core of the issue. Now, let's go back to the meat of the things. What I could do with this one, I'm actually going to hide the first one. I wanted to hide the... Why are you not... What? What? Oh, because there is... Oh. Why are you not hiding? I don't know, but I'm kind of scared of having a third robot in the scene. Let's move you over there. Just live there. Let's go. Object mode. Let's do an empty. I'm gonna do a sphere empty. And I'm going to call this one camera target. Then I will select. I'll select the camera target and then I select the camera itself. Shift C did nothing. Damn it. Control Shift C, add constraint. If I remember right, it was track 2. Yeah. So now when I move the camera target around, the camera actually keeps on looking into the target itself. And I could just do whatever the damn I like over here. Okay, how does that look like? Okay-ish. No. How about I do? I just readjust the robots a little bit. Actually, a lot. There we have it. Now this starts looking. It starts looking like a thing, really. It starts looking like it could be something. And now it's reloading the textures and everything. And it starts playing the part. Except that this is where it's really playing the part. This is like the final sort of smoke. Yeah. I'm actually look okay-ish. Now what to do? I should have done this before I copied all the robots over, but it's no big deal. What I will do next is that I will add some lamps. Light. Spot. Actually, for this purpose, I'm going to reset the rotation for this one. Reset the rotation like that. Control R to reset. Screencast keys once again isn't enabled for whatever reason. I really wanted to. I'd rather have the screencast keys, meaning those keys you see at the, like, you know, lower left side of the screen. I'd rather you saw those all the time. So light. One light and two lights. I'm going to need two separate lights for the robot. Like so. Let's bring them a little bit closer. Like that. Actually, what I want to do is to select all of those. And go to local mode. Okay, there's some weird thing going on there. I did not. I'm really wondering why it does that. Anyway, let's add a cube. Because I want to see how the lighting hits. Power should be something very low, very high, like 100. Okay, let's do that again. I guess there was some sort of issue when I added the light in. Because the cone was all funny. Okay, now the cone isn't funny. So let's do it again. Let's add some incredibly high number, like 300. And now what I do is that I will Control P, bone relative, and I will set the parent bone to be head. So now this light will move when the head moves. And now what I do is I just duplicate this. Yeah, there it is. Now I'll do the actual magic. Okay, one of these is going to be slightly yellowish, but the other is going to be slightly bluish. Like that. I remove that cube because I no longer need it. And I can, of course, come back and, you know, further tweak. Further tweak the lighting as much as I possibly want to. Okay, let's scrap that constraint all the way there. And now I'm going to actually lower this robot by a considerable amount. So I tried to sort of pull the legs apart a little bit, but now there is an issue that if I did that, the legs will act funky. Most likely there's nothing I can do about that. It's going to be like a little aesthetic change. Thingamajig, whatever you wish to call it, really. Now I take all of these and I clear their parents and I'll slap them to the other bot. Cool. And now repeat. Control P. Connect to bone relative, and now they should be connected to the head bone. Yes. Well, let's see. Is the range enough? I need to hide the volumetrics for a while. And let's have a look. Let's increase the power of these lamps to 700 instead of 300. Because the lamps need to be powerful enough that they will cast light into the other robot. And it seems to be strong enough. That's cool. And it's actually shining in from the correct angle as well. So that's sweet. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other lamps as well. I will increase their power to 700 as well. Let's put something jamming on, shall we? What could really jam today? Yeah, sure. All right. So now we have those over there. Oh. Okay. Let's make this full screen. There are a couple of things that I noticed straight away. For example, the light is not quite the way I want it to be. Like, I don't want the light cones meet up in the middle like that. So that's the thing. And maybe the robots are a little bit off alignment there. So basically this one needs to be maybe a little bit closer, I suppose. Maybe this should be looking a lot more down. Something like that. Okay, now it breaks up the pattern a lot better. So what if we make a quick test animation then? Right. Let's save. Reset the transform there. And now what it wants to do first is it's gonna scan to the right side first, like so. Then to the left side. And then it'll want to turn. It'll want to lift its head up and face the other robot. After which, it will turn its face back down and start the cycle again. That's how it works. And now here's hoping that my computer doesn't completely explode when I'm going to do this, because it may happen. And yeah. It's literally moving 1 frame a second. Okay. Hold on. You should really make some mandates on the green technology advancements, so that kind of heavy smoke can't be good. Where we come from, we don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. Okay, still literally going 1 frame per second. Okay, so there's not a lot of sort of shining going on. Maybe that may suggest that I may have to lift the main camera up a lot. Like so. That might actually work a lot better. It'll still keep the, like, you know, it'll still keep the broadcast tower over here in frame, but at the same time it sort of gives an indication of how vast this entire city is, and that's basically the most important aspect of this. Oh yes, it shines like nicely there. I'm actually loving this. But yeah, this is going to be at large. I need to take a shot from this one, and I need to share this on the Hallcrest Discord. So I'm gonna take a shot like that. Should be looking all right. But ultimately, that's about that for me. And I see you next week.